Hi students, welcome to Scientific Online Biology classes. So this is the 10th day of the same chapter, that is the human reproduction. In the last two classes we covered the text, means ancient text we covered in little bit rapid manner. Now the important topic, that is the main event, that is the fertilization. So up till here we covered the events and structure, the pre-fertilization related one. Clear? So in that one we covered the male reproductive system and spermatogenesis. In female part we covered the female reproductive system and the oogenesis. Clear? So fertilization means it is the actual union between the male gamete and the female gamete. So how it occurs, that one we are going to cover. Before that one, this is a female reproductive system. So it is a uterus, this is a ovary. From this one, the secondary oocyte is released. In last class, the 8th day, we covered the menstrual cycle. Clear? Where the periodic changes occur in the ovary, the uterus and the accessory duct and the hormones of the pituitary and the ovarian hormone. So that complete cyclic event is called the menstrual cycle. Clear? So exactly on the 14th day, the secondary oocyte is released. This is the secondary oocyte. So in that one, this secondary oocyte where the first polar body and secondary oocyte is present. It is covered by the zona pellucida and the corona pellucida. So this is drawn here. So this is the form of secondary oocyte. So this is the main secondary oocyte. This is the first polar body and covered by the plasma membrane. So the polar body is present in the perimeter space only, and it is covered by the zona pellucida, which is blue in color, and which is surrounded by the corona radiata. This is the home structure. So now with the help of the female, this secondary oocyte enter into ovidum or the fallopian tube. Yes, this complete structure enter into this ovidum or fallopian tube. Now the female gamete is present in the ovidum. What is required now? The male gamete should be enter into the fallopian tube. So that's why exactly on the 14th day ovulation occurs. This secondary oocyte is functional for next 12 to 48 hours. Yeah, it will remain functional. So that's why if the coitus or the sexual intercourse occurs, the fertile period of the menstrual cycle means from the 10th day to almost 16th day or 12th day to the 16th day, then with the help of the male copulatory organ, that is the penis, the semen is deposited into the vagina. Means semen means it is a secretion of seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland plus sperm is deposited into the vagina. Clear? Now in this one, so here sperms are deposited. Clear? That process, the deposition of the semen or the sperm into the vagina, means female reproductive tract, that process is called the insemination. Clear? Or after ejaculation, this sperms are deposited into the vagina. Clear? So during each ejaculation, almost 300 to 400 million sperms are released. So which is present in the vagina. But out of that one, more number of sperms are degenerated here only. Clear? Only few will enter into the cervical canal, then the uterine cavity. Only few. Clear? But these sperms are unable to fertilize this secondary oocyte. Yes, so here some special modification or the transformation is required. That process is nothing but the capacitation of the sperm. So first, what occurs? Insemination or insemination means it is deposition of semen into female genital tract. Clear? So during the insemination or ejaculation, almost 300 to 400 million sperms are deposited. The number is very huge. 300 to 400 million sperms are deposited, but only one secondary oocyte is present. Yes. So this is the insemination. Now, these sperms are unable to fertilize the secondary oocyte. Here it requires special activity, that is the sperm enter into these sperms enter into special process called as capacitation. So what occurs in the capacitation? Capacitation means insect technique only they given. So human being produce almost 10 raised to 9 to 10 raised to 10 number of sperms every day. Out of that one, 300 to 400 million sperms are deposited during the ejaculation or insemination. Out of that one, 60% of the sperm must have the normal shape and size. Out of that one, at least 40% of the sperm must have the vigorous motility, means mobility. If this condition is fulfilled, then the human beings are the fertile, that person. If the number, if less than 60% sperms are the abnormal, means normal structure, and less than 40% sperms are the vigorous, less motility one, then the fertility is a major concern. So this is a sperm, when we take the complete structure. So capacitation means this is a sperm where this is the head, neck, middle piece and tail portion. In the head region, the red color portion is called the acrosome. So this is the acrosome, as we studied earlier. Acrosome. This is nucleus. Collectively, it is called as a head. This region is called as a neck, where the proximal centriole and distal centriole is there. This is middle piece with mitochondria, which is arranged in the form of mechanical, and this is called the tail. This is the primary tail and this is the end tail. Yes. What is capacitation means? During the capacitation, first one it will neutralizes the factor which prevent the fertilization. It will first neutralize. Second one, due to the entry of the calcium atom, the plasma membrane of the sperm became labial or fragile. Fragile means it became a little bit thinner. So this plasma membrane will cover the complete chromosome, the region which is present near the nucleus one. Here the plasma membrane became labial or the fragile, became thin one. Due to that one, the content of the acrosome can be easily released. So because fragile, so that the content of acrosome can be easily released. Yes, the membrane thickness decreases. Next one, the mobility, the movement of the sperm, is undulating but turn into whiplash. The undulating means slow, suddenly it will take into whiplash like movement. Due to that one, the sperm motility increases. So ultimately capacitation means increase the capacity of sperm to fertilize the secondary oocyte. Means to increase the penetration capacity, to increase the motility one. So ultimately, the factor which is present in the semen or in the uterine cavity of the female reproductive tract, it is first neutralized one. it will neutralize the factor which will prevent the fertilization. Second one, the membrane thickness, plasma membrane thickness of this sperm became thin. That's why content of the acrosome will be given. Third one, the movement of the sperm changed from the undulating to the whiplash. Due to that one, gradually it start entering into cervical canal and the uterine cavity. Yes. So this is the capacitation of the sperm. First, the capacity of sperm must be increased. Next one is how the fertilization occurs means. This you understood. Neutralization of the factor which will prevent the fertilization. The thickness of the plasma membrane decreases. The movement of the sperm changes. Next one, fertilization occurs. Here many events occur in both male gamete and the female gamete. So what are the changes means? The sperms are loaded into the cervical canal. The secondary oocyte present in the fallopian. They have to come together physically somewhere here. Here, the movement of the ovum is a little bit slower. One sperm has to move here because they have this tail one. So with the help of the whiplash type movement, and during that same time only, the semen contain the prostaglandins, which is produced from the prostate gland. That prostaglandin and oxytocin, which is produced from female reproductive activity, the prostaglandin and the oxytocin will increase the uterine movement. Clear? So with the help of this hormone, the uterine movement increases. This will push the sperm toward the oviduct. Clear? So that first event means approximation of the sperm and the ovum. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಅವರ ಓವಮ್ ಸಮೀಪ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ ಒಂದರ ಸಮೀಪ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓವಮ್ ಮೊಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಲೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮೊಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ತಾನೇ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಯುಟ್ರೈನ್ ವಾಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಎದಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿನ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಎರಡೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಈ ಯುಟ್ರೈನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಡ್ಯುಯಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಮುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ sperm and the ovum. Approximation of sperm and ovum. Yes, approximation means ಎರಡು physically semi ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. So now sperm will move at the rate of 1.5 to 3 millimeter per minute. It is the speed of the sperm. Clear? So due to the whiplash movement, due to prostaglandins from prostate gland and oxytocin from female one. Yes, oxytocin is secreted from the ovaries. Yeah, female part due to prostaglandin and oxytocin. Uterine contraction increases and sperm enter into oviduct within 5 minutes. Yes, here due to the action of the two hormones, that is the prostaglandins and oxytocin. So this will increase the uterine contraction. So this will increase the speed of this hormone. Gradually sperm enter into uterine cavity and move towards the oviduct. So ultimately sperm reaches the fallopian tube. Yes, meanwhile the secondary oocyte also reaches the ampulla isthmus junction. So this is the approximation of the sperm and ovum. ಎರಡು ಸಮೀಪ ಬರಬೇಕು. Now when the sperm reaches this surface, this is the secondary oocyte. So this is the sperm. Yes, the sperm in unmukta. When it reaches the near surface of the corona radiator. This is sperm and reaches the secondary side. There are many changes on. Clear? Now next one is what are the major event means. First one is acrosomal reaction. What happens? So as the sperm reaches the secondary side and touches the corona radiator, touch so already these sperms are under capacitation. The acrosome means the plasma membrane covering the acrosome membrane, little thick one, thin. So now when it touches the corona radiator, the acrosomal reaction means acrosome releases hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme. So two conditions. First one is the hyaluronidase. This is the hyaluronidase, and second one is the corona penetrating enzyme. So once the hyaluronidase are released, gradually this acrosome membrane release one. So this will release the hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme. Yes, the hyaluronidase, this hyaluronidase one digest hyaluronic acid. So this cells of the corona radiator are held by this hyaluronic acid, which is present, the space which is present in the corona radiator. This hyaluronidase will dissolve this hyaluronic acid and disperse the cells of the corona radiator. So it will dissolve the hyaluronic acid and help in dispersing cells of corona radiator. Due to that one, the path is created. Now this sperm gradually enter into the region of this one, corona radiator. Similarly, the corona penetrating enzyme also help in the digesting means making a beer. The gradually sperm is proceed toward this zona pellucida due to help of this hyaluronidase and corona penetrating enzyme. So as the sperm touches this acrosome, means zona pellucida, this blue color here touches one. So now the particular compatibility reaction takes place. So now acrosome membrane touches the zona pellucida. So it crosses through the corona radiator, then the sperm touches the zona pellucida, surface touches. Here, now compatibility reaction takes place. What means on zona pellucida, here on zona pellucida, so particular glycoprotein that is the fertilizing on surface of the zona pellucida, fertilizing on the surface of this sperm, anti-fertilizing. Here, this fertilizing is a glycoprotein, anti-fertilizing is a protein like it. Here, so when this fertilizing and anti-fertilizing receive each other and they recognize, and this is a compatibility reaction. Means if both are compatible, then it will allow the further process. Yeah. So due to the presence of fertilizing and anti-fertilizing present on the zona pellucida, anti-fertilizing present on this membrane of acrosome, they combine and they lead the compatibility reaction. Now this sperm and eggs are ready to undergo the next process. So zona pellucida, it undergo compatibility process where the fertilizing and anti-fertilizing are the involved. Fertilizing is the glycoprotein present on the zona pellucida, anti-fertilizing present on the acrosome membrane. Now they touches each other, and now the secondary side will accept this sperm. Yeah. Meanwhile, again this acrosome again release the acrosome releases the acrosome or the zona lysine. Acrosome or zona lysine. Yes, this will dissolve the zona pellucida at the point of contact. So first it releases the hyaluronidase, it dissolves the hyaluronic acid. Due to that one, corona radiata cells disperse. Again it produces the corona penetrating enzyme. Due to that one, it creates the path and touches the zona pellucida. So as it touches the zona pellucida, here compatibility reaction takes place between the fertilizing of the zona pellucida and anti-fertilizing of the sperm membrane. Now the sperm is accepted. Now as it touches the zona pellucida, again it releases the acrosome or the zona lysine. So this will dissolve the zona pellucida. This will dissolve the zona pellucida, and sperm further proceed and touches the plasma membrane of the secondary mucin. Yes. So now plasma membrane means it reaches the toward the inner cell. It touches the touches the plasma membrane. Now further reaction takes place inside this egg only. Once the plasma membrane of the sperm touches the plasma membrane of the ovum, now here comes the main reaction, that is called the egg reaction. Inside there, many changes are here. So now come to the once the sperm accepted by the secondary oocyte, what the changes will take place inside this egg. Now we are going to. So this is about the approximation of sperm near the ovum. ಎರಡು ಸಮೀಪ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ವಿಪ್ಲಾಶ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಪ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಗ್ಲಾಂಡಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಯುಟ್ರೈನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಓವಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಕೀಮೋಟಾಕ್ಸಿಸ್, ಸೊ ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಈ ಎಗ್ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೆಲೋಪಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಫೆಲೋಪಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ರೋಸೋಮಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ secondary oocyte 1 moved. So once it reaches the secondary oocyte 1 near ampulation junction, first it will take place the acrosomal reaction. Under capacitation alli acrosome membranes of terminality, labial and the fragile. So the touch of the acrosome in the first hyaluronidase hyaluronic acid dissolve ಮಾಡಿ the cells of the corona radiata separate ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಮತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತನ್ನ ದಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದ ನಂತರ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಟಚಸ್ ದ ಝೋನಾ ಪೆಲುಸಿಡಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಝೋನಾ ಪೆಲುಸಿಡಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಂಟಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವೆರಡೂ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಬಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಪೂರಕ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವು ಎರಡೂ ಸೇರಿದ ನಂತರ ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ದೆನ್ again acrosome will release the acrosin or the zonal acid. Due to that, zona pellucida is dissolved. Now sperm is touching to the plasma membrane. If plasma membrane touch ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ that reaction is called the egg reaction. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು zona reaction either way. So this is about only the entry of the sperm till the plasma membrane. Very plasma membrane one mutil. So next topic is related to the egg reaction. So this is about the approximation of sperm and the acrosomal reaction. Yes. Now I am going to write the egg reaction. Yes, now come to the main topic, means the next topic one. So in the sperm, ಈಗ corona radiata, zona pellucida, par ಮಾಡಿ almost perivital space ಸಮೀಪ ಬಂದಿದೆ. So it crosses the corona radiata and zona pellucida. When it touches the zona pellucida, almost the content of the acrosome is released. So in which the hyaluronase, the corona penetrating enzyme, acrozyme or the zona lysin help in dissolving this corona radiata and zona pellucida. So as the sperm enters, so this is the means this way the polar body is there. This is the polar body. This end is called as a animal pole. Yes, it is animal pole. The opposite point to this polar body, it is called the vegetal pole. Yes, the sperm enter here. So as the sperm touches the plasma membrane, now start the egg reaction. What occurs in the egg reaction is, so this is the egg reaction. So compatibility is what? This secondary cell is accepted this sperm due to the compatibility between the fertilizer and anti-fertilizer. So once the sperm touches the plasma membrane, here, so the site here only, so this polar body is there, this will produce one cone-like structure, protuberance, that is called the fertilization cone. This is the fertilization for time being. So fertilization cone is produced. Now, out in this sperm, the head, neck, middle piece and tail, everything is entered into the sperm except the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane must stay ಹೊರಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್, proximal distal centriole, ಈ mitochondria and the tail portion, everything enter into the sperm. Clear? Before that, what occurs? So once it touches this one, it produces the fertilization cone. Clear? Fertilization cone ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ sperm enter ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Enter ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ next egg reaction means fertilization. Egg reaction means when it occurs, except plasma membrane, everything of sperm, that is the head, neck, middle piece and tail enter into egg or the ovum. Yes. So at the site of entry, fertilization cone is produced. So this is called the fertilization cone. Little bit the protuberance. Okay, fertilization cone. So fertilization cone is produced. Next is the cortical reaction. Cortical reaction. What happens? So these are the cortical granules. These dotted structure are called the cortical granules. Now this cortical granules will undergo exocytosis and release the content into the space which is present between the plasma membrane and the zona pellucida. That is called the perivital space. Here, again cortical granule ಒಳಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಮತ್ತು zona pellucida. So this is plasma membrane. Yes, this is zona pellucida. Yes, the space between this one is perivital space. The content of the cortical granule, everything is released into perivital space. So cortical reaction means the content of cortical granules released into perivitalized space. Gradually, the plasma membrane became smoother and a little bit tougher, and zona pellucida also became tougher. So gradually, this plasma membrane of bone turned into the fertilization membrane. Means, so in zona pellucida plasma membrane, zona pellucida, whatever the receptors are present for the sperm, they became inactive. ಈ zona pellucida ಮೇಲೆ ಈ anti fertilizing ಇವೆಲ್ಲ inactive ಆಗುತ್ತೆ and it will allow the entry of only one sperm. So ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಥಿಕ್ ಆಯಿತು, zona pellucida ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಯಿತು. So due to the formation of the fertilization membrane and the thickening of zona pellucida, the further entry of the another sperm is avoided. Yeah? So if fertilized space is bit the plasma membrane turn into fertilization membrane. Yes, this is fertilization membrane, and the receptors of zona pellucida became inactive. So this is monospermy and avoid polyspermy. So ಈ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆಯಿತು, zona pellucida ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಕ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಟರ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. So this all everything means every reaction comes under the cortical reaction. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಲ್ಸ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋದ ಕಾರಣ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಕ್ ಆಯಿತು, zona pellucida ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಕ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. That's why it is called as monospermy and avoiding the polyspermy. Clear? So once the sperm enter into this one, this triggers the entry of the sperm, triggers sucking meiotic division of sucking oocyte. Actually, during the oogenesis, I told the first meiotic division takes place just before the ovulation. The second oocyte is produced. Clear? So either you want polar body on second oocyte is clear. In that one, again second meiosis starts one, but second meiotic division stops somewhere in the metaphase 2. Metaphase 2 will stop there. That's why the chromosomes are in the almost at the equatorial. Equatorial plate. So everything is connected to the spindle file. So this is the nuclear membrane is totally absent. So this is the metaphase stage where the chromosomes are at the equatorial plate. Once the sperm enter, the metaphase stage completes and anaphase stage starts. And the meiotic division continues. So the entry of the sperm enter into the ovum trigger the completion of the second meiotic division. So trigger the second meiotic division of oocyte and produce oocyte and second polar body. The meiosis are so this will produce one more body. Sperm enter. So sperm enter in this one. So this is the male nucleus here. So this is the female nucleus, and one more polar body is produced here. So these are the two polar body, and fertilization bone recedes here. So male sperm enter there. The entry of the sperm and trigger the completion of the second meiotic division. Due to that one, again unequal division occurs. So this is now oocyte, and one more polar body is produced, which is present outside. Yes. Now this oocyte is ready to undergo fertilization. That is called the syngeny. Now this oocyte or the nucleus of this oocyte one and the male nucleus, the nucleus of the sperm, ready to fuse. Yes. So fertilization is a very complex process. Before that one, many events occur. So other salary oocyte now nucleus and female nucleus fuses and form diploid zygote. This process is called as a syngamy or amphimixism. Otherwise, it is called as a amphimixis. Have you understood? Anyway, I will sperm plasma membrane ಹತ್ತಿದ ನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಲ್ಸ್ ಪೆರಿವೈಟಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಿಯಲ್ ಆಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಮೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ it will produce the fertilization core only. So the zona pellucida ಏನು ಹೊರಗಿಲ್ಲ, on that one the fertilizing section ಅವೆಲ್ಲ inactive. Due to that only one sperm will enter. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಬೇಕಾದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. So that's why it will promote the monospermy and avoid the polyspermy. So only one sperm is enter into this one. The entry of the sperm means the head, nucleus means head, neck, tail, everything enter except the plasma membrane. The entry of the sperm trigger the continuation of the second meiotic division. Ega second meiotic division stops somewhere in the metaphase stage. Metaphase stage alla nintirutte. Metaphase stage complete agi anaphase stage mugidu. Anaphase stage avanta alli ooted tayaraಯಿತು. This is the ooted and the second polar body. The second polar body is produced. This second polar body again go outside. So this division is also unequal one. Now this ooted is ready to undergo fertilization with the male nucleus. The fusion of the male nucleus and the female nucleus and from the diploid zygote, this event is called the syngamy or the amphimixis. Here the actual fertilization occurs. Now this process occurs actually near the ampulla isthmus junction. The syngamy occurs in ampulla isthmus junction. Yes, means fertilization occur here. Ampulla is a wide part. Isthmus means this is narrow part. In between this one, fertilization occurs. Here, the union of the male and female gamete will decide the gender of the next progeny. Clear? How it means? Next topic we are going to cover. This is about the actual fusion of the male and female gamete. So, ಈಗ male and female gamete ಎರಡೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ diploid zygote ಆಯಿತು. Clear? So, this occur in the ampulla isthmus junction. So, next topic is the determination of sex in the human being that occur at the time of fertilization. How it means? Yes, students. So fertilization occurs. What is the gender of the progeny? It is decided at the time of the union of the male and female gamete. So other than the gender change matic sadhyane. So when it is the sex determination in human being, male and female. The male is a heterogametic. So they are heterogametic one. Females are the homogametic. Andre, clear? The female means, so they contain 44 autosome plus X and X. Yes, 2 autosome. The male means 44 autosome plus X and Y. Yes, so they are homogametic, they are heterogametic. During the meiosis or the gametogenesis, here spermatogenesis, here oogenesis, the male will produce two types of gametes. So the gamete either contain 22 autosome plus X chromosome or 22 autosome plus Y chromosome. Yeah? So these are the sperms. Yes, that's why heterogametic. Either they contain X chromosome, either they contain Y chromosome. Yes, But the females are the homogametic. They produce egg which contain 22 autosome plus X chromosome. Yes. So this is nothing but the secondary oocyte. Clear? So males are the heterogametic, females are the homogametic. Now when you take the fertilization, the males produce the gametes. 50% of contain X chromosome, 50% of sperm contain the Y chromosome. The female produces the ova which contain only X chromosome. Now, if fertilization occurs, the sperm containing the X chromosome fertilize with the ova containing the X chromosome. If both are fusible, then the result is again 44 autosome plus XX. This is the XX. Yes, this will develop into female child. Gender is female. If this sperm, the 22 autosome with Y chromosome, fertilize with this one, then the result is almost 44 autosome plus X and Y. X and Y. Clear? So this will develop into male child. It's the easiest one. So ultimately, the gender of the progeny is decided by the chromosomal complement of the sperm, not by the egg. Is this clear? So if the sperm containing the X chromosome fertilizes with the ova with the X chromosome, then it will develop into female child only, where the two X chromosomes are there, one from the father, one from the mother. If the sperm containing the Y chromosome fertilize with the egg containing the X chromosome, so this will develop into male child because the male child means this contains one Y chromosome came from the father. Yeah? So X chromosome came from the mother. So based on this one, at the time of fertilization only, which type of sperm will fertilize with the egg, that is a major concern. Clear? So that's why the gender of the progeny is decided by the chromosomal composition of the sperm, not by the egg. But the same, the sex determination in the Drosophila or even the birds, that is a different one. In that case, the male is a homogametic, female is a heterogametic. So sex determination is decided at the time of fertilization. Clear? After that one, even the medication or any treatment will not change the gender of the progeny one. So sex determination, everything is depend on the composition of the sperm, not by the composition of the egg. So this is about the today's topic where we covered only the fertilization. After fertilization, what occurs? So next is the embryonic development. After fertilization, the zygote is created. That zygote undergo many changes. Yeah? That complete changes will occur in the fallopian tube also and uterus also, and it leads into the pregnancy. After fertilization, we are going to cover the cleavage, formation of corolla, blastocyst and the gastrulation. After that, implantation, gestation period, and last one is a giving birth period, that is a parturition. Clear? So this is about the today's topic. Again, we will meet in the next video. So till then, take care.